everyone, and welcome to Youth Positively Speaking. My name is Paige Ewing, and I work at Prevention Resources as the multimedia specialist for Positive Youth. Prevention Resources is a nonprofit located in New Jersey that is dedicated to promoting health and wellness of individuals, families, and community through education, collaboration, advocacy, and treatment. We are super excited to have a new partnership between Positive Youth and the Hunterdon County Partnership for Health to bring to you this mental health mini-series. So for those of you who might be new to the podcast, the Positive Youth Initiative is focused on building county-wide capacity to reduce substance misuse among youth 9 to 20 years old in Hunterdon County. And the Hunterdon County Partnership for Health is a community collaboration dedicated to achieving optimal health for all residents. So today with us, we have two wonderful experts. We have Jordan Whitaker, who's a counselor in the school-based program at Hunterdon Health. So Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks, Paige. Good morning. So I am the full-time therapist with the school-based. I am at Hunterdon Central high school kids. I recently graduated from Kutztown University with a master's in family and marriage counseling, where I did my internship at a private practice. And I have a range of different experiences. I'm super excited to be here today and talk about mental health with youth for summer.
And today we also have with us Susan Lang Saponara, who is a dietitian with the ShopRite of Flemington. So please tell us about yourself too.
Well, hello. I am here at the Flemington ShopRite. So I'm a full-time registered dietitian nutritionist who's in the aisle to help our shoppers, to help our community, to help our associates. So whether you're just looking at nutrition facts label in the aisle and you need an extra set of eyes and to brainstorm what might be the best cereal for you or your family, whether it's a food allergy or the doctor recently tells you your blood pressure is heading north and you need to bring it south a little bit, I can help you in the aisles. You can call and schedule a free appointment with me here in the store. There's no charge, and we can walk you through great choices to help you with your health goals. And this is simple. I've had families come in and just say, we all want to eat better. We want a new vegetable a month. So they came in, we walk the produce section, we pick out a veggie, some great recipes, and off they go. So lots to do here in the community as well.
So it's summer. And so today we're really going to be talking about how to stay healthy this summer, both physically and mentally. So let's talk a little bit about that physical health. What are some things that parents need to know to really support the physical health of their families?
From my perspective, what we eat every day builds us. It builds the you of tomorrow. And this is super empowering when we realize the choices on our plate are that impactful. So make it colorful. Summer is the best time for New Jersey fresh fruits and vegetables. We got them here coming in every day in our produce department and all around New Jersey. So make it fun with lots of fruits and vegetables. There's a lot we can talk about in terms of encouraging and fostering the intake of these nourishing building foods. But including your children in the process in a fun way sets them up with habits for a lifetime instead of habits they have to come back and see me in 10 years to break.
And I think also sometimes when we talk about physical health, we think running, jogging, kayaking in the summer. And sometimes that nutrition, that's just as important to support those activities. And those activities too support your mental well-being. So Jordan, can you talk a little bit about how physical activities and physical health is intertwined with that mental health?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think a big thing too is, we don't realize the endorphins and what happens when we start moving, and that our thoughts start flowing. So, get out and go on a family walk after dinner, or just encourage, you don't have to talk, but as you walk, you'll see that a lot of times the kids will open up, or you'll feel more encouraged to just start, being more open and honest. And it's a wonder what just walking around the block or, sitting outside and just being in nature, and that kind of encourages that. So I encourage family trips or just walking around and letting your kids run outside and do something fun for them, which helps both their mental health and their physical health.
And if I could piggyback on what Jordan said, I totally agree. Just that spending time together. So in the woods, taking a hike or a walk, but in the kitchen, that same process happens as you described. Suddenly one child is washing the vegetables, somebody else is tossing the salad, you're all in the kitchen together, or you're sitting around the table together, or maybe around a picnic blanket together, to make it fun, and conversations flow. And that's a beautiful thing. That's super great.
Mm-hmm. And I think also of like this idea of kind of like reframing your activities this summer to really have this idea of wellness. For us here at Prevention Resources, we always talk about at those family picnics, why does alcohol have to be involved? Why can't you just have like a great fruit and veggie section and play some cornhole, rather than everybody drinking? And so really that's, our challenge too, of making sure that it isn't always just so surrounded, because our kids are watching. And so that's like where it goes into nutrition. What parents eat, our kids are watching. Activity wise, our kids are watching. So making sure that us as adults, whether we're your neighbor, your community member, your teacher, whoever, are leading really by example and trying to have healthy lifestyles.
Yeah, I think that's a great point too, that what you are doing day after day, your children are watching. And at these events, whether they're big family gatherings, let's make nourishing food fun. From my perspective, I work with families a lot, trying to dress things up. So you can have sparkling water, and you can take frozen fruit of different colors and have the kids make a red, white, and blue frozen fruit spritzer display for folks to drink, and put it in a fancy glass, dress it up with an umbrella, build a celebration around it. And then you make these nourishing choices, taste good and fun. So that's just a win-win. And whether it's the frozen fruit, or you pick fresh herbs from the garden and you chop up some fruits, or cucumber and mint, there's so many options that you can just do and put in the water to make water even more desirable than certainly alcohol, but also instead of drinks like sodas and fruit juices that we may get too much of.
Mm-hmm. And so, Jordan, really being in the schools, what are some of the things that you've seen this past year that the parents can really help this summer, so that when kids go back to school in the fall, they kind of have that mental health toolkit so that they can really succeed in the fall?
Yeah, so I think a big thing too is that, summertime we think of, we have all this freedom and we have to do something, or, it's hard going from you can wake up whenever to the strict routine, right? I read an article recently that showed that summer can be a mixed bag for teens and their parents. So while expectations for fun and friends and freedom, they begin to distract the teens in school. We see that a lot, nearing the end of school, the weather is nicer, but then by late July, a lot of kids feel restless and irritable, and they don't want to get out of bed. Kind of letting them understand that it's okay to not have a plan every day, but getting back into routine and not forcing that the first week of school, and being more relaxed and understanding that the planning part of child's brain, it doesn't really develop for many teens. So wanting to do something fun, or having that, it outshines that ability to brainstorm and research and collaborate and plan a schedule. So I think just sitting down and talking with like, all right, what's making you upset, and what's doing this, and how do you want to schedule your days during the summer while we lead back into the school year? So I think that really gets a lot of kids really anxious during the school year too. They feel like they have to plan everything out and finals, and that's really stressful. And then all of a sudden it's nothing. And
yeah, that's a good point too about that anchoring. Having a schedule is very anchoring. And it's the same things. There's so many parallels with nutrition and what we eat, having a routine with our food so that we have our meals at certain times in the day. It doesn't have to be exact, but keeping within a window of time for your breakfast, lunch, dinners, really helps keep you on an even keel health-wise. And especially, I think, for teens, having those healthy inputs with our food and our meal spacing helps to keep us more cognitively firing at a better place, and preventing those ups and lows, maybe where when I'm not eating enough or going too long without eating, I may suddenly get real lethargic, or I may be a little bit more unhappy or annoyed or frustrated or hangry. We all know that feeling. So the regular meal spacing provides sort of that routine relaxedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's also a big thing, what we see in the schools too. Most kids, they said they don't eat breakfast. It's too early, but then by the time lunch comes around, which is really early in the high school that I'm in, they crash later on, or they come into our office and we keep snacks and we keep things, and, they need that other little pick me up because they don't get it during the day. It's a long day, and I think breakfast is super important. I think there's a stigma around, eating it and not eating it. And, when they're teens are like, oh, I don't have the time to do it. But I think trying to make that routine, like Susan said, is definitely big around those meals and what we need and the nutrition and time we're getting out of it and that energy.
Yeah.
And I will say, when I was in high school, definitely was not a breakfast person. Getting on the bus at 6:45, I was like, absolutely not. It is too early. My brain has not even woken up yet. But finding other alternatives, like maybe having like a breakfast essentials drink sort of thing, rather than like having a bowl of cereal or like a meal. That for me was great, because it's like I got that little boost of energy just to get me to lunch. And then, I was able to eat. So kind of finding like those alternatives, I think, would be great for kids.
Yeah, that's a super good idea. You can really stock your pantry and your fridge with items that are easy to pull and enjoy on the go, that are nourishing too. I mean, certainly just those avocado toasts are super, super popular. And with the pre-made guacamoles and individual servings, you just grab one, spread it on some toast, and chew and be out the door really quickly. I think blenderizing is really popular. And especially during the summer, it may motivate for teens to get up and start experimenting with different combos. So the different fruits that you could use, and veggies blend in perfectly with fruit, almost unnoticed to the palate, so that it doesn't come across too strong. But then you get the benefit of these nutrients. We definitely see eating more fruits and vegetables. The deeper, the darker the colors, the more of those nutrients. And the more of those nutrients, even we see a mood lift. There's a mood elevation when we eat regularly and we include these foods. And the deeper and darker the color of those foods, the more of those compounds that are in them. So whether you just want to blend them up and have that handy for a quick breakfast on the go, blend it up the night before, and then in the morning, just shake it real vigorously. Gets your exercise in if you're shaking your blenderized drink, or the toast, or a good nut butter with a banana is great, just to give you a little something. I also saw a lot of shoppers are enjoying the little egg in a muffin tin. Has anybody seen those?
Yeah, I did. I saw it on Pinterest.
Yeah, so many ideas on Pinterest. So those are great. Really, you just make an omelet, but instead of pouring the batter into a pan, you pour it into the muffin tins, and you can mix in some veggies or quinoa or anything you'd like, pop it in the oven, cook them all up. And now you can cool them off, and you have 12 little cute egg muffins. You can freeze it, and your kids can just pull one out for the morning, and you got breakfast on the run.
I think another thing too, that parents might be seeing, over the summer is, so here in Hunterdon County, we have a pretty big vaping epidemic with our youth. I know at Hunterdon Central that you guys have just put in those vape detectors throughout the school. And so now all of a sudden kids have been using at school. Now they're home all the time. So parents might be seeing some of those youth using substances a lot more. So Jordan, could you talk a little bit about, having those conversations with your youth, and, because that obviously has a huge impact on your mental health, your physical health, your nutritional health. So can you talk a little bit about that too, and like the impact that has?
Yeah, I think you said at Hunterdon Central, we do have all of the, I don't remember what you called them, what they are, but I know we have one in each office, and you can put your vape in there, and we encourage kids, to break the habit. I think sitting down and just being honest with kids, I know that's hard because parents and teens don't want to maybe listen, or they think it's a reprimanding. A big thing, I think I read this recently and I can't remember where, but the phrase of, well, when I was a kid, and as soon as you start out with that as a parent, the teen's mind is just checked out. Like, I don't want to hear what you did when you were a kid, right? But I know that there's truth in it, but talking about saying like, hey, like these are the benefits to it, and this is the downside. And I'm seeing that you're using a lot, but what can we do to just make some changes, and trying not to immediately break it right away, saying that's it, you're not allowed to use it, we're banning it. I think that then turns into a brain, that they're saying, well, now I am going to use it more. Now I have to hide it. And then it's something you can't talk about at the dinner table, or you can't mention it, but trying to find different habits and what they can do in replace of that. So just finding other things. We have these like calm strips we use, and you could put them on, the back of your phone, or having just something else to touch or feel or pick up and feel the back of your phone. It kind of tricks the brain into something more beneficial for you. You're not putting the toxins in your body.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really important thing of when we talk about harm reduction, in that I am always of the mindset of better is better. So if you're vaping 10 times a day, let's try and cut that down to 5 times a day. That, parents can really wean their children off of these things. And of course, here at Prevention Resources, like, we have the resources to be able to help parents with that, and teens can come into our office to talk about cessation and things. But I think that also applies kind of to your diet too, of better is better. If you can incorporate 1 more apple a day, or 1 more veggie a day, 1 serving, that's, you don't have to revamp your entire life to be healthier.
Yeah, I agree. And sometimes too, phrasing it around the benefits that are relevant more to high school students, to teens. So for example, there's a way of eating that will decrease acne, right? We know there's certain foods that increase, your risk, or make you more prone to acne, or may exacerbate acne. So we can talk about foods for skin health. We can talk about foods that help your hair or nails, or your skin as well be smooth and soft. And we can talk about the topics that are relevant to teens, and in so doing, bring in really nourishing food. So really, we're having a conversation about eating more richly colored fruits and vegetables, right? We're having a conversation about cutting down the sugar sweetened beverages and all sorts of fried foods, etc. But we're not saying it in that, I don't want you to do this, or you must eat your spinach. We're saying it more like, hey, I hear this can really help your skin glow, or this can really make your hair grow. And that tends to get folks on board. And it's a beautiful thing if your teen is into sports or any kind of physical activity, because sports and performance, they go hand in hand. And that's a great way to tie in that nourishing food, because it's going to improve their performance.
Mm-hmm. So I want to say, thank you both for coming on today. Is there anything else, Jordan and Susan, that you want to add for parents to know this summer? As we're right in the middle of it. We're almost in the middle of July now. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Come see me anytime. You can stop by the store. I love just to chat about simple ways to help maybe eat 1 more new veggie. Maybe think of a summer wellness way. What's my one wellness way today that I might try, whether it's a new fruit or vegetable, or whether it's taking a walk together as a family, or just a simple morning greet and hello before we run off our separate ways. But I'm here for you, essentially. So please do stop by or call me at the Flemington ShopRite.
Yeah, and thank you, Paige, for allowing you to be a part of this. We'll say any students or parents that are going, will be in Hunterdon Central. Come to us, and we're there. School base is there. We have a really great team. Supportive counseling. It's a very open environment. So we're more than happy to connect. And yeah, I think a big thing, like Susan said, is interacting with them. And I love this saying that I've heard more parents using too, and asking their kids each day, what was their rose and what was their thorn of each day? And just seeing that just brings a different insight, even during the school year, instead of using the phrase, how was your day? Or how was school today? And you get the typical good or fine. You know, what was your rose and what was your thorn? And then you get a little more insight out of it. And I thought that's just a really nice thing to pass along.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the Partnership for Health with their partnership. And for our listeners, for more information and resources, please visit our website at njprevent.com/positive youth. And we want to thank you for listening in. We'll see you next time for more Youth Positively Speaking.